20 feet walls over them. They don't work.
We can't go back.
They're supposed to, but they don't.
So how often are we supposed to be checking to make sure the water hydrants work?
Yeah.
How often should we be checking to
So
make
we
sure
don't
they
have this
work?
issue.
That's all we're concerned about.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about.
What are we doing
It's not-
tonight?
20 years of history that was just a waste and unsafe.
Yes.
And there are lawyers.
But that's not the case.
No,
that's
the case.
I
But
don't
it
know
is, though.
what's wrong. Until we find out what the problem is with it, we don't know.
I know, but what I'm saying,
we don't
though,
know.
what I'm saying is,
If your car
there's
stops
multiple,
running,
there's multiple,
you don't
there's
know
multiple
until you
posts.
solve it.
There's multiple posts with us being told the fire hydrants are all in working order. There's
Yeah.
multiple posts with
Right.
They
but
said
they're
that,
not
they
because,
should be.
but they're not.
Was your engineering work a part of the original hydrant
No,
plan of water?
no. We
Who
weren't
is that
involved.
original engineer? Are you still working with him?
No, we don't. The
that was
engineer
30
that did
years
the
ago.
design.
I don't care if it was 70 years ago. We're allowed to ask.
Oh yeah, of course. you
Holy
did.
moly, what is happening
Those
here?
people, nobody that was
But
involved. with
Mr.
the design-
Sachs,
Wait, can I
what are
just
we
finish?
doing? Sure, yep,
Okay.
sure.
Nobody that was involved with that design has got anything to do with things now. Unfortunately, what happens in so many cases, the developers come in, they do stuff. It's just like we've had issues with the wastewater treatment plant.
I know,
And
they
the
build us
township-
on top
and
of
the
water, we all
townships work-
flood, nobody
Yeah,
cares about that.
No, it's not true. People
I
care.
flood every time it rains.
Well,
Every time. Ask how many people in that community of 330 some homes flood. Do you know why? Because we were built on top of a water. Big water. And you're not supposed to do that. And do you know the drain in my backyard? I've talked to the supervisor. It's above grade level. What is going on? Let's wake up here. Dust the cobwebs.
Don't vent your frustration at these guys.
How about my neighbor? You
The
guys dig up her
developer that
friggin' thing
built
every
the thing
day.
Is the problem with
Shut
that.
our water off? You don't even tell us? Remember I talked to you about that? Come on. You can keep sighing, Jackie, but you don't deal with the stuff that we deal with in our
Can I
homes.
finish?
We are trying our best to
Can I
improve
finish?
that.
Okay, well,
And-
let's try our
and-
best to succeed in a
and-
plan.
And you know what, as Rick said, we're working towards
And on-
resolving this. We can't resolve it tonight.
And
Well, I'm 32, so are we gonna find a
Yeah.
solution when I'm 57 and I'm
No.
out of that
And on
neighborhood?
Glenwood,
So,
the problem that occurred there with the water leaks, that occurred nowhere else in the development, was because when the street was built, a Pico subcontractor laid the underground power lines directly across the copper feed lines. The township's done everything possible to respond to those leaks as soon as something occurs, get them rectified, and worked with Pico to get that settled. So.
but Pico doesn't wanna deal with it,
Pico's
right?
Focused on the fire, forget
Okay,
about the other
yes.
stuff.
Well,
I have a logistical
And you know what, how do we sleep at night? I haven't slept since the fire.
good. I know,
There
it's
is
a
fire
traumatic
tonight,
thing.
whatever.
That's what I said.
Everyone
Tonight, what are we
themselves.
doing?
Get your hose, like we saw one of our neighbors with their garden hose, trying to put out their house fire. How do we live in this community?
And to see a firefighter, I mean, they're there. I the utmost respect for firefighters and everybody who was there volunteering. But to see the frustration, to feel this frustration of this firefighter go into the hydrant, expecting to get water, no, please.
Sorry.
Expecting to get water, and there's no water, and he's flipping out. How's he supposed to know there's no water? It's a fire hydrant. You get water.
And a lot of cases. let me
Well, it's
just-
supposed to, but we don't have a
I
plan.
was at the fire when the spring house, when the post office burned in Springmount. I hooked our hose to the hydrant there and went down the building, and we sucked that line dry. Everything was supposed to work, everything works, but the problem is
I don't
sometimes.
mean to be disrespectful,
Yes, I'm
I don't
sorry.
care about
I
somebody else
understand,
right
I
now.
understand.
I
But I'm
don't
just
care.
saying,
She does have a
we're
question.
gonna
She
check
has a
with the
question.
hydrants,
Speak
and
in.
we're gonna find out what malfunctioned or what's wrong with that.
When the fire hydrants are inspected or tested every year, is it a standard that it has to be putting out the 500 gallons per minute or whatever? Is that what it's rated on when they're tested? Is that the standard they're
The annual
rated
is
to?
flushing to get the sediment out, make sure the
But how
valves
do
are
you test that
exercised,
they're
and
working?
that I have to check on. I'll take that and get back to you.
I have one additional question. The fire started because, my understanding is someone used a generator improperly. We need to do something about that as well. I went to bed that night prior to the fire with someone with a generator on their deck, and I actually took a fire extinguisher to bed with me before the fire started because I was afraid. Now the fire happened. Their generator was still on their deck after the fire. We need to make it safer for us. If one house goes, 2, 3, 4, all of those houses in that block could have went. And we are so lucky nobody died, and nobody seems to care. We still have the idiots in our development that just do whatever they want and don't care about anybody else. And that has to change.
I'll Personally, I have reached out to the board for them to make rules and regulations for the use of generators. I don't know if we have any ordinance that addresses portable generators on a house. But I know the board is writing regulations of how, where you can place
Is
them.
Jim Hortis gonna check up on that too, just like he does everything else? Like, who's gonna
He hasn't
follow up
even
with that?
updated paint codes.
Well,
I don't think
we're
it's.
talking about my
flowers growing too high.
That's an
No,
HOA issue.
you don't have a voice. I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to Ron. I'm not
That's an
listening.
HOA issue.
Let him speak. Let him
Okay,
speak.
let me answer his
Knock it off.
questions, okay?
I mean, this is like
I
a
was on the
3-year-old
board
with a
at one
mantle.
time.
I know you were, Ron, I know you,
And
man.
he loves it. He loves
I'm
the
just-
the
I'm-
title
I got a
of the-
3-year-old and a 9-year-old, and my 9-year-old watched their house burn and looked at me and said, Daddy, I don't know what to do, I'm scared. My 3-year-old said, I don't want to live where there's lava. Dude, I know it's like, he's 3 and she's 9. They're scared crapless, and we just all want solutions, okay? And I know you do too, but we're in a real hard spot, and all we're looking for, and like you're all saying, there's gonna be a plan, but there wasn't for 20 years, so you gotta understand, we're fighting an uphill battle, and now we get this crap thrown at us, like, be quiet, Kyle, it's fine, we're on behalf of the fire department, well, hold the phone. Because I spent a ton of money to buy my house, because I didn't well off, and now I put all my money into my house, to put my kids through school, and now we're gonna get told, well, the board, who doesn't uphold anything, because the president's front door doesn't even match, but yet they're gonna put in bylaws for generators to be upheld? No way! It's not gonna happen, and I'm not leaving here until there's somebody who's important enough to say something that I can hang my hat on, because I got kids, okay? It's not about me. Okay, it's about the senior citizens and the kids who can't
What
get
about
out.
the children?
And I need to hear from you, like I said earlier, and I want it on record. Give a damn, that's all we want. It doesn't cost you anything to give a damn. I didn't threaten you, I didn't call you names. I just want you to give a damn.
I didn't say you.
Okay.
Listen, I live there too, you know?
I know you do, and I know, Ron.
I mean-
I know.
Calm down.
All right,
We're doing our
Did
best.
you see that? You're telling me to calm
Alright.
down. Why?
all right.
What if your house was on fire?
I was-
Would you calm
It is
down?
very insensitive.
That is
I mean,
not
I don't
okay.
understand.
I
I
didn't
live at the
ask for
opposite
your
end of the
opinion.
road,
Let Ron
and I
speak.
can't sleep
I'm
like
pretty
Donna.
sure the fire department wasn't calmed
What?
down when they couldn't get water on these homes. Go ahead, Ron.
Okay.
Since Mr. Supervisor can't organize a meeting.
Okay. I was not in the front of the building. I have no idea what went on with the hydrants.
Gotcha.
I was fighting the fire
Yeah.
from the back.
Okay.
From the time I got paged out, it was 5 minutes we were on scene. All because, don't get me wrong, all because of 2 young women knocked on the door where I was and said, Ron, there's weird smoke. I looked out, I was gone. I didn't know what it was, but I knew it was a fire, okay? I turned the corner and I couldn't believe how far that fire went. It was completely up the back of the house and running the roof, okay? I was at the firehouse when the pager went off. I was dressed, got the truck out, I'm sitting on the apron waiting for people, okay? From the time the pager went off, I was on scene in 5 minutes with the truck in the back of the house. Okay. My truck, or our truck, tanker, your truck, because you own part of the fire trucks too, holds 3,000 gallons of water. We started flowing water. What happened from there, I have no idea. We continuously tapped the back of that house. I can't tell you what happened in the front, because that's where I was until we got the scene somewhat under control, where I was able to come around and see what's going on in the front.
I don't expect you to rewrite history, Ron. I just want you to say at this moment that how it is now is not okay. We understand from this gentleman what the plans were. All I want from you here now, Ron, is just to say, you know what?
We need to improve a couple things.
Oh, we'll let you talk. Do this stuff and let us know when we can
I've
keep
ran
talking
with the
about
fire company for 17 years. There's never been a fire in a crossing.
it. Yeah.
Okay, well, actually, I rephrase that, there's been 2 before that one. They were small ones. We had a room and contents and my house, when my unit was caught on fire. There has always been an attack plan for the crossing, and it was set up before I was even a member. I'm not a line officer, I don't make policies, I don't make changes.
Great.
I do what I'm told, okay? Our policy on how we run for the crossing needs to be addressed, it needs to change.
Thank you.
We need more water.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And if
Seriously,
Jim
Ron.
is our
Thank you.
messenger, can somebody light a fire under him and get him to update the residents, please? Because everything goes through this man that it doesn't do anything, and I know that's not the topic, but if he is to update the residents on the generators, the safety, the plan of the water hydrant, everything, please, somebody get underneath him and say, there are lives that could have been lost,
The
you
freaking,
know?
yeah, all right. Okay.
Like, can I don't have that, I don't have leeway, I'm nobody to him, but somebody with a name, Mr. Sachs, anybody, Sean, anybody, let's get him going with updating whatever plan you guys work out in your meetings, let him update us, let's get those letters out faster than the algae warning letters,
As a matter of
okay?
fact, I tried to be on the subcommittee to get letters and to build a communication system. And guess what? I wasn't allowed to be on the subcommittee because I didn't want to empty the poop bags for the dog things because that's exactly what happened. If I didn't, I had the email, Jared, and you're nobody. If I didn't agree to that, I wasn't allowed to be on the subcommittee for the architecture committee. And guess who else was on that subcommittee? Kelly! Kelly was on it with me.
Okay. We have no control over
Ron,
the
you're
board.
on the board.
Over the board, over the HOA board. We have no control over that as a supervisor.
I got it.
As a resident, I can call and complain as much as you, and I
And
do.
nothing happened. So we're nervous about that. We're just nervous that people, including our vice president, is going to run their generator for 24 hours straight. What are they doing? They don't have a health condition. Are they watching TV? Why did they have to have those generators on? Why? What was it? What was it that's...
You want my honest answer?
I just mean, you know the answer, right?
Right.
It's like, so
It's an
like...
inconvenience they didn't have electricity.
Exactly. So let's all work
That's
together.
what it was.
That's all we want is safety and peace of mind. We're not looking for a hand. That's it. I'll let you talk. I really.
We
I know you
are
got
people
business.
who can't
We
sleep
need to change
because
that.
of
Okay,
this
that's all. I
traumatic thing
really
that
truly
happened.
appreciate you saying that because
I
we
mean, that's
haven't
why
heard that.
we contacted Mr. Sachs right away. and
We
said,
haven't
"What is
heard it
going
from
on?"
anybody else. We've been told to calm down, Ron. That's what we
I
were
never
just told.
say calm down.
No, you did not.
Well, wait till their house is on fire, then you tell them to calm
I
down.
can't imagine the position you're in, Ron. I can't. I'm just a little heated because I said I have a 3-year-old.
You should be heated.
I have a 3-year-old and a 9-year-old and a wife, and I got friends and neighbors. That's it.
I got to see that whole place burn too.
And you live there.
And I lived there.
So
It
I'm
was-
gonna let
it
you
was
do your
horrible.
business.
It was horrible.
And
I'm gonna let
I
you do your
saw
business.
you and all the fire departments work your butts
I'm
off.
glad you
And
said
we are,
this
our
because we want to make it
community
easier for
is
you, your
so
volunteers,
grateful.
whoever. We want to make it easier and safer. And it shouldn't be money in the way of people's lives. That's it. I'm glad. All right, go ahead.
And we are grateful, we're not
You have
just shooting
something
the
you want to say
messenger.
because you keep
I
smirking.
know that, you know, you're just doing
Oh,
the
can
job
can
and not
handle
implementing
yourself?
the cause
'Cause
of the
you look like
water.
you have something to say.
But you have
Do
a
something to
title
say?
where you can
No, I know.
do
Thank you.
something
Then
to
thank you.
encourage the change.
Just
And I
give me
can
the
just hope
chance.
that that's going to happen, because you live there too. And I'm sure you have family, and you see it and you worked it.
He's the property manager who we pay lots of money to.
We're gonna move to the agenda.
All right, we'd like to oust him, but I guess
Move
it's
on to
only
the
one.
agenda.
It's just a shame. It's my property value. It's my
Okay.
college fund.
Meeting from August
Put my life savings in
5th
there.
and 12th, 2021, Board of Supervisors meeting.
One was the pre-agenda, one was the
I
regular.
guess it's
One
almost,
was
you know,
the pre-agenda
bureaucracy.
meeting,
You've got
one
people
was the
who are
regular
up in
meeting.
arms that were dissatisfied with the neighborhood looks like.
Do you have any comments?
Just a motion to adjourn.
Okay, so that was an edit. So
Yeah, I did that last.
in the last regular
Last
supervisor
Regular
meeting,
meeting?
And you seconded
and
it.
I seconded it.
That's the only correction.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
all right. I guess, well, pending the update that we just discussed, and make a motion to approve the August 5th and 12th, 2021 meeting minutes. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Treasurer report, bills to be paid.
All right, so you have a copy of the treasurer's report, includes tax collector's report, the all funds budget income report, and the statement of cash balance for August of 2021.
It's all read, it's just- Mr. Rex.
Any comments? No. Okay. I make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as printed, presented, and filed for audit. Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor? Okay.
The list of bills to be paid is included and is posted on the back for public review. Total disbursements for the month, $56,818.45. Monthly and biweekly payroll, $12,132.44. Federal tax, $4,519.18. Retirement plan, $3,875.17. The Aflac total is $180.36. Grand total disbursement, $77,524.60.
I make a motion to approve payment of the bills and to advance to the treasurer the funds to pay any needed bills or expenditures, to save penalties, or accrue interest and payroll prior to the Board of Supervisors meeting on October 14th, 2021. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Emergency services. Plymouth Community Ambulance, Lower Frederick Division.
Okay, Plymouth Community Ambulance had a total calls, 20 calls, 16 for Frederick Living for the month.
Harleysville Area EMS Community Ambulance.
Harleysville had 7 calls in Upper Frederick Township.
Fire company activity, current events.
Well, there were 14 calls last month, in August. I don't know, they're having the gun raffle, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know when that is, but,
I don't know.
okay, that's all for that.
Okay. Water sewer plant report, Perkins Crossings and sewer plant Ivy Ridge.
No violations to report. Plants are running good.
Okay, thank you.
You have the list of what, things that broke and we're repairing.
Yeah. Questions or comments? All right, Public Works road report.
That's me tonight, I apologize. Steve Heller couldn't be here, so he asked me to read his report. They had roadside swale maintenance, reshaping some ditches, seasonal mowing, roadside mowing, creek lane, they did some work on ditches, storm inlets, storm cleanup, restoration of some roads, and some work order requests. And as far as work on the equipment, they have the 324 was serviced, road mower, they had to do some welding on the boom, and the F550 2011 was serviced, lube oil filter, and the 410 backhoe exhaust internals were replaced, they were rusted out.
Okay. Questions, comments? Good, okay. Environmental engineers report.
All right, the report's been distributed, posted in the back. As Matt said, I know he did a great job, and the difficulties not being able to get there with the flood, and was able to utilize the spare EQ tanks and things for the extra volume, and did a good job getting everything back to normal. We're waiting to hear back to DEP for the updated NIPD's permit. Everything that had been submitted previously on that, and we're working on the contractor's prices for the items that were on the 2021 budget for wastewater treatment plant at Perkins Crossing.
Okay. Civil engineers report.
Okay, LTL's updated the engineer's report for the month of September. Sent that out as per Tracy's request Tuesday, so you should have that in your packet. I didn't post it in the back. It was posted in the back for public review. Thank you very much, Kate. Under here, I'm trying to look of any major updates here. Really, I think the main thing to mention to you would be, as far as the road project, Brookside, Huntsburger, Park Yeoman, I just messaged the contractor today, and he's got all the plastic pipe. He is having trouble getting concrete, meaning the precast inlets and the RCP. And we've got some contractors that are getting concrete, not getting plastic, and it tends to slow projects down. He anticipates starting by the end of the month. So, okay, and it's supposed to be done by the end of October, but the fluff time is gone because of his lead time for his materials that he's trying to get in. So, we'll get it moving. I have a feeling you'll see much going on during the month of October, which is a great time to do that work.
All right. Building inspector and zoning report.
Okay, the building inspector's report is posted on the back. There were 4 permits issued, and there were 17 inspections completed. I want to make note of 2 of the zoning issues. The property at 1646 Gravel Pike, we're working on the, removing all the vehicles and rubbish and travel trailer. Anyway, our zoning officer met with the property owners, and they didn't move 7 vehicles from the property. So they're working towards that, but if they gave them a few weeks to move a few more, and if that's not done, then it will go back to the district justice. And the property at 1144 Pinnock Drive that has been on this report for many months, the constable actually finally went out there today and asked me to come over to meet with the resident to explain exactly what had to be done, and I made it as clear as I could be, that the broken window on the second floor had to be fixed immediately, if not sooner, and there's probably a hoarding problem inside, and that the house has to be cleaned out as soon as possible, because it is a safety issue, as we all know what may happen. And I did my best to try to get through to the woman who, she does speak broken English, but I think she understood. But so I did ask her to contact the homeowners association, because she didn't know when the trash was picked up, and I asked her to contact and find out when the trash was picked up and if it could be put in bags, because I don't know what the rule is there. But I asked her.
Is this a resident on Valley Stream?
No,
Pinnock.
Pinnock.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Pinnock.
I think we have a few hoarders, sorry.
I asked her to start bagging up the trash and find out when she can put it out. And for bulk pickup, there's a sofa out in the back which is full of mildew and nasty stuff. So anyway, we got to that there finally.
Okay.
No zoning hearing, sorry.
Okay. Planning commission.
Planning commission meeting for the month of August was canceled.
Okay. Regional planning commission.
No regional planning commission in August.
Okay. Parks and recreation board.
Well, I guess Kevin had to leave, but actually, it's a line item on the.
Then I guess we'll get to it when we get there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Old business. Security system panic buttons.
Okay, so you had asked us to get a quote for 2 more. We got a quote for 4, but you decided you should have 6. So the total now for 6 panic buttons is $2,317.
Okay. And that is also because the history on that is we had buttons in here that were not functioning.
Yes, they're obsolete. And these are kind of.
They won't work with the update of the system.
Right, update of the
Right.
system. And these are kind of remote, I think.
Okay. All right.